Hello and welcome to today's live stream. You would see me here in the corner. For some time, I will keep this video here. I'll just ensure that quickly I'm live and things can be seen. And then I'll mute myself here. Yeah. Yes, looks good. Let me quickly check Facebook also. And then we are good to go. I think it's still not running on Facebook. I don't know if there is some problem with Facebook streaming today, and so maybe that's the reason it's not working there. Anyway, let's concentrate on the stream itself. And so, this is the sketch which I have, and I'll be painting it here. For those who are trying to watch on Facebook, my apologies. There is some problem with Facebook streaming, as I am given to understand, and so you can watch this video as a recording there. Okay, so I will start as usual with the drawing part. Just that's the outer border, and we'll have the painting in this. And let me quickly draw this. These are small mountains or ranges of mountains in the distance, so they're not very crisp and clear. And there are these trees and bushes here. And I'll leave the drawing just here, and then I'll start painting it. So today I will be using, this is cerulean blue, and chrome yellow, burnt sienna. Maybe I'll add some crimson and white. Just give me a quick second. I will take out some gouache white, which I need. And now let's start. So I will be, as usual, starting with the darkest shape, which these the trees are. And let's see how this looks. And I want to bring in some variety of greens in them. So I will add a few different colors as and when required. Okay. Now I what I'll do is I'll hide my this camera so that you can see more of my palette, and I'll also start some music so that whenever I'm not talking it doesn't become too boring. You can, if you have any questions, you can always mention those in the chat. And I will respond to your next thing I need to paint is the foreground. Now I'll switch to a smaller brush and I need to first, anyway, let me get that here since I have it on the brush already. This can be still lighter and slightly more bluish. These are the farms or meadows or grasslands, whatever you can call them, in the valley floor. Or on the valley floor, I would say. And now I need to get into darks of the mountains in the background. Again, here, or let me make it here. Let's see how this looks. Can be slightly more bluish. Yeah. As I said a few streams ago, every painting is an experiment and it teaches us something or the other, irrespective of whether the painting succeeds or not. And these paintings which I'm doing here in front of you are not rehearsed paintings. I mean, I'm just taking a sketch and painting them. I haven't tried the painting itself anytime earlier, so there is always a fear of the painting not coming out or turning out the way I want it to. But there is always that learning that what looks proper and is what can be improved. And that's the attitude I want you to develop, is that don't worry too much about how the painting will turn out. Of course, you have to make efforts to make it as good as possible, but that's not the only goal. Even if you fail, you will learn something. So in terms of value, I see a challenge in this painting. Let's see. Now let's come to the sky. The brush has some green on it, so I'm washing it again. That's too much. Too much of crimson. I'm sorry. When you have a lot of things going on in the foreground, you should not have your sky very complicated, or it shouldn't have too many things. So keep your sky simple when you have many objects in the foreground. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's enough for now. Let's see. Now it's time to focus again on the foreground. So I will switch back. I don't. Oh yeah, found the brush. So now it's time to go real dark in the foreground. So I'll mix it here so that I don't get any white in my paint. Trying to restate those darks. And it's also not necessary that every painting is a grand scene. There is beauty in simple landscapes also, or simple paintings also. And one of the things which can turn not so interesting subjects into interesting subjects is the way you compose a painting. And that is not what I'm doing right now, but it has been done to some extent. When I make the sketch, I'm already thinking about how does this composition look like. So that's something which cannot be covered completely in a short live stream like this. So I have my courses which teach you the whole process of painting, and also what are the things which you need to learn to make a good painting. And they range from composition drawing to color theory to technique and so many other things which are related to each other. So if you are interested, you can go to marathiartstudio.com and see what's there, and if it makes sense for you to enroll in any of these. Now let me see if there are any questions till now. I don't see any. This is some grass in the foreground on the slope here, and I'm trying to paint as loose as possible. The way I like to paint is, or at least attempt to paint, is to suggest things and not state. So there is something or the other for the viewer to interpret. And I always say that this kind of painting is like poetry, where there is room for interpretation, whereas super realistic or a hyper realistic painting is where there is no room for interpretation. Everything is laid out precisely in front of you. So that's like prose, and it gives very little scope for the person who is reading it for interpretation, and hence I think it is less appealing. At least that's what my impression is. So I always like to paint in a more suggestive or loose style, which gives some space for the viewer to fill in the details. So these are some things which I am trying to indicate on the valley floor. So basically I am creating some texture which suggests various things in the on the floor of the valley. So now I'm not very concerned about the color itself. I am more concerned about the value of the color. It might seem that I'm mixing the colors very randomly, but that's not the case. Once you know how to mix the colors, it's very easy for you, and you don't have to think a lot about it. And for the onlooker, it does look like you're doing things very randomly, but you know exactly what you're doing. Now I'm working on the distant mountains or the hills. It does look nice now. It's not uh, completely done yet, but I guess I'm close to it. So what I'll do is, I don't like these lines. Yeah, this kind of looks good to me. And what I can add is probably, let's see if this works. I want a mountain which is even farther. So I'm taking a very light color and trying to indicate the distant mountain. Yeah, I think this looks good. I might add a few highlights and see how this looks. And a bit more reinstating of the shadow areas, I think that's enough. That's more than enough. Maybe a last few strokes of some foreground, and change the brush for this. I want very fine lines that should create just some variety in terms of shapes. And the color is also very dark now, so which adds a bit more drama to the painting. I guess that's it. Let me reinstate the border. And if you have any questions, please do let me know in the comments. I'm also interested in knowing what kind of painting, if I do, will be more interesting for you to watch. So that so if you have any suggestions to improve this live stream and make it more useful for you, do let me know. You can type it in the comments, or you can let me know by email also. That's also fine. I'll just uh, give you my email. Just give me a second so that I can type it in. You can, and also you can sign up for my free course here at marathiartstudio.com/free course. You can I'll just give that URL in chat also. And I will also, you can also send me your suggestions at marathi@gmail.com. I've mentioned my email in the chat window. You can email me your suggestions. And I think that's it for today. This is the painting which I painted based on this sketch. The sketch doesn't look very clear because, to be frank, the idea about this painting or the composition was not very fully developed in my mind, but I knew I had to paint something like this, and based on that I painted this, and I think it looks nice. I'm not I'm very happy about how it looks, how it has turned out. So that's it for today, and see you in the next live session, which most probably will be tomorrow, same time. So until then, happy painting. See you and take care.